The world is a marketplace of ideas. Every day we're sold definitions of happiness, success, true love, the best ways to spend our time. I mean, face it, we live in a marketing culture where nothing is neutral. Every company, school, political party, and organization is competing for us. And with so many different ideas out there, it can be hard to know the right direction, to know the truth. And sometimes, if we make the wrong decision, the consequences can be devastating.
I've actually never been to a party, but my friends say it's fun, so I'll probably go with them sometime. I don't know what I think about drinking. My parents never really talk about it. Well, there was that one time, but all they said was don't do it. I think I'm old enough to decide for myself. I'm not planning on getting wasted. I mean, I'll be in control, but I want to have a good time.
I remember my first party was when I was a junior in high school. It was the first time I actually had alcohol. My parents had talked to me about it a few times before, and all they said was don't do it. So I didn't for a while. But then my friends started talking to me about how fun parties were, and I decided I'd go, and they were right. It was great. People are so much fun when there's alcohol involved. When I got to college, the parties were even better. That was the first time I got drunk. I remember I promised that it would never happen again, but you know, you get carried away. And I honestly don't remember a whole lot about those 4 years. Now, I drink pretty much just for the enjoyment of it. Let's face it, a keg makes the world a better place. And I found that a stiff drink or two makes everything better. My parents never knew what they were missing out on. And you know what, my friends, I'm glad that they weren't afraid to try something new.
I love church, you know. My friends are there, there's games, boys, the youth pastor's really awesome. The Bible, yeah, I've read it, you know. Probably not as much as I should, but I've read it. My parents, they talk at me about God all the time. I've got a lot of questions and doubts, but you know, I don't really feel comfortable about asking them about it. I just don't want another lecture.
I can still remember the day my parents dropped me off at college. It was 3 days early and they just kind of kicked me out. College days, best years of our life, right? So I go to my freshman English class and the professor says, if you believe the Bible is God's word, raise your hand. Well, I'd gone to church with my parents, so I knew the answer was right, and I raised my hand. Then he started grilling us with questions and facts about the Bible. Did you know for every one word in the New Testament, there are 3 mistakes? I'd never heard that before. And it got me to thinking. Over the next 4 years, I was set free from the bondage and ignorance of religion. That was 25 years ago, and I've never looked back.
Sex? I know it's supposed to be for like 2 people that love each other and that people say it's worth waiting for. I don't know how long I'll wait. Probably until I find the right person. Porn? Who hasn't seen it? It's everywhere.
Nobody gets married expecting to get divorced. I didn't. She was my college sweetheart. Dated for 3 years. After 2 years of marriage, we just lost interest. I hadn't looked at porn in a while, but when things started to fall apart at home, I picked it back up again. My wife knew, but she wanted me to be happy. One night, she brought a TV into the bedroom and tried to set the mood. Tried to reignite the spark, but just couldn't. Since the divorce, I have a new girlfriend, but it's just not satisfying. It's not the same.
Oh yeah, I like TV a lot. It's awesome. Really, like almost anything. TV shows, sports, game shows. It really just kind of depends on what mood I'm in. Like, I really think that like it's a good way for families to hang out sometimes. Like, you know, me and my family watch a movie or a TV show like almost every night. So I love video games. I really think that they're awesome. Me and my friends do them all the time, and like even my dad has like some of the same games on his cell phone that I have on mine. So it's pretty crazy hearing him talk about like speed boosts and, you know, power-ups and stuff like that. But, you know, it gives us something to talk about.
Growing up, I was really into video games. From the time I was about 10 years old until I went away to college, I'd spend almost every afternoon and pretty much every weekend playing video games. By the time I got to college, I had lost interest in video games for the most part, but a lot of my buddies were really into football, so we'd spend hours on the couch watching college football on Thursday night and Friday night, and then of course all day Saturday, and NFL games on Sunday and Monday night as well. After college, my wife wasn't really into sports, so we found some other things we had in common. We'd watch a few TV shows together. We'd get seasons on DVD and go through an entire season in a matter of a week. We tried to maintain that tradition of spending time together with our kids as they grew up, whether it was, you know, movie nights when they were small kids or carrying that over into high school and doing a couple of movie nights a week. We thought it was great that they were spending time with us instead of hanging out with their friends. Looking back, I guess they might as well have been spending time with their friends because it wasn't really that quality of a time that we were spending together. In fact, the night before my son left for college, all we did was hang out and watch a movie as a family. 18 years, and I guess I really don't even know my son now.
Right now, students in the next generation are disciples of celebrities, academia, reality TV, and video games. We will lose them if parents don't understand their children and teach them how to follow Jesus. At Axis, we believe parents are ordained by God to be the biggest influence on their child's life. If we're going to transform our culture and keep students from walking away from God, it must begin with real quality time at home. Axis wants to partner with families and help them become what they were designed for, to be the source for personal discipline, mature thinking, and accountability from generation to generation.